Introducing to the podium a man who fights for liberty every day in Washington, D.C., my friend, Senator Rand Paul.
Are we going to win tomorrow? I tell people as I go around Kentucky and as I go around the country, there's never, ever, ever been a better time to be alive. Never, ever been a better time to be an American. You haven't heard that on CNN lately, have you? For 3 years, all we have heard is bad news, complain about this, complain about that, but not one day do you hear them say what a great country we live in. Never been a better time. Right now, people are living twice as long as they did a century ago. Childhood mortality used to be 1 in 3 kids died before the age of 10. Now it's a rare thing to happen. Poverty is going. We've learned how the microphone works. Great. Poverty, amazing what we're doing with poverty. In the early 1800s, 90% of the world lived in extreme poverty. That's less than $2 a day. When I was born in the early 1960s, still a third of the world. But to this day, less than 10% of the world lives in extreme poverty. Things are getting better. But we've got to understand why. If we don't know why the economy is thriving, if we don't know why poverty is getting better, we're not going to really understand. You're right, the president's probably going to take some credit for that when he gets here. And the president and the Republican Congress do deserve some of the credit. What do? We returned a lot of your money to you so you could spend it. What we're finding is that it is because of certain candidates, it's because of certain politicians, but you know what's even more important than all of us? It's about ideas. It's about what your candidates represent. What Donald Trump, what the Republicans, what Governor Bevin, what all of us want to represent is this. Basically a government so small you can barely see it, but a government that largely leaves you alone. Bernie says that the economic pie is shrinking, that if you get rich, you've got to get poor. Nothing could be further than the truth. Bernie, you've got it all backwards. The economic pie is growing and America grows greater day by day. Now there is a threat. The threat is the threat of socialism. When I was a kid, the left talked about socialism, but they were embarrassed of the label and no one would use it. The scary thing now is you've got AOC and Bernie parading around like it's a good term. You have over half of young people saying that they think socialism is a good idea. This is so alarming to us that my wife and I got together and we wrote a book that just came out, The Case Against Socialism, because we have to do what Donald Trump said, and that's that America should never become a socialist country. Jefferson said that every generation has to water the tree of liberty. So the young people out here, you're our next generation. You're going to water the tree of liberty for us. But we have to understand that first and foremost, it's about having a government that protects our God-given individual rights, but not a government that becomes the nanny state. As we move forward into this election season, you've seen one of our candidates, Daniel Cameron. You're going to see others. We have a great ticket in Kentucky, but it means everybody's got to get out. If you want to defend your liberty begins tomorrow at the ballot box. What made this country great is that we respect the individual, we respect that your rights come from your Creator, and that government was instituted among men to protect your rights. I will continue to fight for that liberty, and I hope you will join me. At this time, I'd like to introduce my friend, your current governor, and hopefully your next governor, Matt Bevin.